My sister abandoned her kids and left them with me. I've raised them for years, and now she wants them back. I'm furious and don't know what to do. Hi everyone, I really need some advice. I'm a 52-year-old woman named Olivia, and I've been raising my niece and nephew for the past 12 years. Here's the backstory. I have an older sister named Rachel. Growing up, we were close, though I was always the responsible one while she was the free spirit. Rachel did everything on impulse, and while I focused on my studies and career, she married young and settled into a life of luxury with her rich husband, Mark. They lived in a huge mansion, traveled the world, and had 3 kids together. Meanwhile, I stayed single, focused on my job at the bank, and lived a quieter life. I was married once, but we couldn't have kids. And after finding out I was infertile, I was heartbroken, but I accepted it. And my husband and I parted ways after a few years. Sometimes love just isn't enough to keep a marriage together. Anyway, after my divorce, I turned to my niece and nephew for love and fulfillment. Here's where things took a turn, and that left her kids when they were 11 and 12. She had been living a life of excess, and her marriage to Mark fell apart after she was caught cheating multiple times. Mark found out the kids weren't even his and did a DNA test to confirm it. Their whole world collapsed. Mark kicked her out, and she was left with nothing, so she packed up and moved away with her new boyfriend, leaving her kids behind. Rachel wrote a letter to the family, basically telling us that she wasn't cut out to be a mother anymore, and that the kids should be my responsibility, because I couldn't have children of my own. That letter shattered me. But I didn't hesitate. I took the kids in without a second thought. My parents were too old to raise them, and Rachel couldn't care less, so I became their legal guardian. For the past 12 years, I've been raising Raya, now 24, and Amy, and now 23. Other than I worked hard to support them, put them through school, and gave them a home full of love. They've grown into amazing young adults, and I'm proud of them every single day. I'm not their haunt. I'm their mom. I've been the one to comfort them. I had to show up for every school play, every heartbreak, and every milestone. But recently, things have changed again. Rachel, after years of living off rich boyfriends and staying out of her kids' lives, showed up unannounced. She called me and demanded to meet with me. When I met her, on the air, she asked if she could talk about getting the kids back. She said she was sorry for everything, added that she'd been through some tough times, and she was ready to be a mother again. I was speechless. After everything she put them through, after abandoning them for a new life. Now she wanted them back. I don't know how to handle this, and I feel incredibly angry that she's waltzing back into their lives like nothing happened. That Naz, she's still the same selfish person who left them in the first place, and now she's acting like I'm supposed to just hand them over. Love them, I've raised them, love them, and I can't imagine my life without them. But what do I do? Can I really stop her from getting them back? But I'm also scared. What happened? Please help. First update, Theta, thank you all for your kind and supportive responses. I've been reading through the comments, and I truly appreciate all the advice. After posting my first message, I had a long conversation with my parents. I thought they would back me up since they know Rachel's track record. But it turns out, they're torn. They've been in contact with Rachel, and they think she's trying to make amends. Mom suggested I should at least consider letting Rachel back in their lives. For the kids' sake. I was shocked. My parents, who had seen me raise these kids, are now thinking that Rachel should be involved again. I'm honestly hurt. At that, I understand that they're trying to find a way to repair the family, but this is my family now. Ryan and Amy are my children. Adrene, Rachel's latest text said she misses them and wants to get to know them again. She even had the audacity to say she'd be willing to fight for custody, and that's the right thing to do for them. I almost lost it. I don't care what she wants. What about what they want? They don't want her back in their lives, and I know that for a fact. Ryan is furious with her. Amy hasn't spoken to her in years. It's heartbreaking to watch her try to rewrite history. So, I decided to meet with a lawyer. After discussing the situation, they confirmed what I already knew. Rachel has no legal rights to take them back. She abandoned them, and it's been over a decade since she made any attempt to reconnect. They've already been legally mine for years. But now, I'm feeling a lot of pressure. I love these kids so much, and I want to protect them. But Rachel's back, and I know she won't give up easily. I'm scared of what this could mean for their future and the potential emotional damage it could cause. I'll be meeting with the lawyer again next week to discuss next steps and how I can solidify my position. I'm also trying to be mindful of Ryan and Amy's feelings during all of this. I'm their mom, and I will do everything in my power to keep them safe and happy. I've seen a lot of people asking about my emotional response, and I want to clarify, it's not just about Rachel wanting them back. It's about the years of neglect, manipulation, and selfishness she showed when she walked out. My emotions are a mix of anger, fear, and protectiveness for the kids I can answer who are still hurt from mother's abandonment. I can't let her just waltz back into their lives. Especially after everything they've been through. Second update, it's been a few weeks since I last updated. I are in, and things have gotten a lot more complicated. After meeting with the lawyer, I got everything sorted legally, and my rights as the kids' guardian are solid. Rachel has no chance of getting them back, and that was a huge relief. But Rachel didn't back off. She actually started showing up at the house and knocking on the door and announced, and even sending letters to Ryan and Amy. She's playing the poor, heartbroken mother card. The kids were already angry with her, but this has made it worse. I had to step in and tell her to leave. I told her that if she truly cared about the kids, she'd respect their wishes and stay away. But she keeps trying to manipulate the situation. Telling everyone she's the one, and now my parents are backing her. It feels like I'm fighting a battle on multiple fronts, but I'm not giving up on the kids. I've also been working with Ryan and me to make sure they're okay through all of this. They're hurt, angry, and confused by Rachel's attempts to come back into their lives. We're taking things one step at a time, and I'm trying to help them heal from the emotional scars their mother left. I've seen a lot of comments asking if I've talked to Rachel about what she did. Honestly, I've tried, but it always turns into a fight. She refuses to take responsibility for her actions. She still thinks that everything should just go back to the way it was, as if she can undo the years of damage. The kids don't trust her, and neither do I. I also want to address a question about my relationship with my parents. Yes, they've been siding with Rachel to some extent. It's painful, but I have to focus on what's best for Ryan and Amy, not what's easiest for my parents. Final updates. After everything that's happened, I'm happy to report that things are finally calming down. Rachel has backed off, but not at a final attempt to manipulate the situation. She convinced my parents that I was keeping the kids from her and that I was trying to make her look bad. But after seeing the truth of the situation, my parents have finally backed me up. They're not happy with Rachel's actions either. And they've started to distance themselves from her as well. Ryan and Amy are doing great. They've come to terms with everything that happened, and their relationship with me is stronger than ever. Amy just got into law school, and Ryan's on his way to a successful career in finance. Watching them grow into confident, the uncapable young adults, has been the greatest reward. As for Rachel, I haven't heard from her in months. Now, should I narrative she's still trying to put a life together, but I'm no longer emotionally involved in her drama. I've learned to set boundaries. I'm focusing on my family, my real family. Thank you to everyone who offered support, advice, and encouragement during this time. I couldn't have made it through without the love and wisdom from all of you.